Thank you. Great to see everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome to my former congressional district, my former county clerk district. I feel like I have home turf advantage today, and it was really great to be in Western New York as we celebrate a big football win, everybody. Wasn't that spectacular? Also, we had a great announcement to open the brand new Welcome Center, Visitor Center at the Niagara Falls State Park. So I encourage everybody to go for a visit over there. It is gorgeous. But this is also a place that's so important to me. And just to set where we are, my vision for New York is to be a place of new beginnings. To reimagine properties that are no longer living up to their full potential. Once busy and vibrant have fallen on harder times, no fault of their own. And that's why we're here at Musical Fair Theater at Damon University. And again, I had to get used to saying Damon University. A long time ago it was Rosary Hill College, right? My mother took classes there, then it was Damon College, and now the university. But we're here to open up the curtain on the second act. The second act of the Boulevard Mall, a massive 963,000 square foot structure that dates back to the 1960s when the idea of a mall was just so innovative. My gosh, you could shop indoors when it's snowing out and raining out. You could shop and shop and shop. So it was a great model, and it worked for 60 some years. And today we have to come up with solutions. This is what government is going to continue to do under my administration. Find solutions to the problems that not just Albany faces or the state faces, but local communities. And perhaps it's because of spending 14 years on a town board, I have a strong affinity to local governments and their challenges, because for a long time when they'd ask for help from Albany, the answer was, can't hear you, who is that, can't hear you, we're too busy. Because I felt that. I felt that they were too far removed from us, and we are the ones closest to the people, and that was enormously frustrating. So we're trying to come up with solutions to help move communities forward and to help them in extraordinary ways. And one of them is to have a place for people to live. I've talked about this a lot for a long time. And I worked on this in local government, opening up brand new communities and places that people could raise their kids, and someday when they're older, maybe have the grandkids live in the neighborhood. That's what I've been trying to achieve and working so hard to do this. But what we have here at the site of the Boulevard Mall could possibly be the home for over 1,000 units of housing, 2,000 people, 3,000 people could live there. Not just shop there, but live there as well. And also a mixed-use development that'll bring people together and improve the quality of life, whether you're a working professional or retired senior or a student. And why this is so important to me, I've just said, but it's also important to the elected officials we have here today. And that's why I want to recognize great leaders like Brian Kolpa, our supervisor, who I've worked with for such a long time. And he's been talking about this every time we're together. We need the help, but the sewers are expensive, the infrastructure is expensive, and because of that, so many of these great projects that have such amazing potential really just continue to stagnate. They don't grow, they don't develop, they don't become reimagined, they don't get a second act in life. So thank you, Supervisor. Let's give him a round of applause for what he has done. And to your entire town board, he's been recognized, but again, I think you've got an important meeting tonight. Town board members, let's all raise your hands so I can recognize you. Big meeting tonight, I won't let you be late, okay? Okay. And also partners in government. In Albany, important to have people understand these investments are smart. Investing in businesses is smart. And I want to thank Assembly Member Senator Sean Ryan, I still remember you as Assembly Member, Senator Sean Ryan, and also Assembly Member Karen McMahon for your leadership on projects like this. We continue to invest and be a catalyst for change in communities just like we have here in Amherst. Our County Executive Mark Polenkar, who also understands how important it is that we make these investments, and certainly the county has a role, but when the state can step in and help get us across the finish line, it's really important as well. So thank you, and congratulations on another four years with County Executive Polenkar, so thank you as well. We also have, we also want to thank some of our non-elected officials here today who have been such great important partners as well, the Amherst Chamber of Commerce. And AJ, I want to thank you. We've known you a long time as well. To all of your members, they know I have a strong business affinity because I know when I want to do one thing, that's create jobs in New York, it comes through the businesses creating them. And so that's what we're going to continue to be your ally. So thank you for what you're doing. And Hope Knight, someone who understands this philosophy very, very well and travels across the state, and she's making the deals. She's making the deals that we're so proud of and has done an extraordinary job as our leader of Empire State Development. Let's give a round of applause to Hope Knight. And who knows, it might be a new place for a new DMV someday at the Boulevard Mall. Mark Short, I'm sure, will make the pitch when they green budget, red budget fiasco. Locals, remember this? Those of you old enough to remember? Yeah, rough days. But we had to do something when I was county clerk, and we literally went into the Northtown Plaza and took space and tried to create something there. We went into every little space he would give us to make sure we didn't disrupt services to people. And I know you're equally committed to the service of the DMV as well. I also know some of our partners are here who are the business side. I see Tony Batista here from Benderson, and I want to thank Benderson for really bringing this innovative concept. I've seen this model in places like Florida, where you have people living, but also you create a town center, a village center, and people can congregate and stroll and really have public space. And so I thank you and the entire Benderson family for this vision. And also Doug Jamal, I understand, is stuck in Washington with the bad weather in the Northeast, so we'll give him a pass today. But this is the combination of visionaries that I'm talking about. This is how we can transform a very large property that I go past every time I'm back home. And I'm really excited about that. And again, thanks to Damon for hosting us here today. And I see Satish Tripathi out there as well. Thank you, because this is a place that a lot of your students can live as well, and to have a nice home not too far from your campus. So I appreciate all you've done, especially in your tenure as many years as the head of the Empire Regional Economic Development Council. You're one of the forefathers of that as well. So thank you. So let's just get to back what we're talking about here. We're talking about a mall. It was more than a place to shop. It's where you might have had your first date. You got dropped off there when you were a teenager. I remember there's a book on the at the store. I was buying all the books on how to raise teenage daughters, and the title of this one was, "I Hate You, Mom, but Can You Take Me to the Mall?" Okay, all right. I picked that book up, thought it didn't apply to my family. I won't say that about Katie, but I'm just saying the mall is something to people. It's a place where young people can gather, have a little bit of freedom, take their hard-earned babysitting money and spend a little bit, or go holiday shopping. And it's a place where seniors can stroll at the end of the day, or they're getting their exercise if they've had a heart problem. Like I remember taking my mom to the mall after she was recovering from heart surgery. So it's just a place for people. It's a place for people. So we have a responsibility to just bring it back and make sure that it's despite the fact that the world has changed, that it still has an important place in our future. And the world has changed so much. There's no way we could have imagined that anything would ever replace the bricks and mortar large stores that we always came to rely on. Now, people are shopping online, and I think the pandemic, and in fact I know the pandemic was a real catalyst in accelerating that change, the transition from in-person to online shopping. And so foot traffic dwindles, the stores can't stay open, they can't pay the rent, and all of a sudden we've got a problem. So this is about making sure that these spaces, these malls, continue to meet the needs of the community, because this new generation as well, they want experiences. After being repressed for 2-3 years because of the pandemic, they want convenience, walkability, they want to be with each other. And so we're going to have some fun here too. This is going to be a fun place, unique spaces that bring people together, and so that's how we're going to be making these changes. So let's get on with it, and I'm really excited about the fact that we have a $31 million commitment. We don't do that every day of the week, but $31 million in Empire State Development funds to transform this into a modern transit-oriented development center, because the buses can come. We can get people to and from. They don't even have to get in their vehicles. So this is how we're making real progress here as well. So tonight, the town board will officially authorize Supervisor Brian Culpa to sign the incentive proposal with ESD. If you want me to officiate, I do weddings, I do let's get this marriage together here. And but it is a great partnership. And again, Brian, your vision was so important to this, and I just want to make sure people know that we're going to keep investing in places like Amherst and Williamsville and all of Western New York. And so what we're going to see here is nothing short of extraordinary, and I'm going to continue these efforts. So I'm going to bring up our supervisor in a moment, but I want to present him something first and let him know that we are committed. This is a legitimate, real check. Okay. Make the magic happen.
When you're standing there holding a $31 million large check, you got to find your words right after. It's a little different. Thank you, Governor. Thank you for coming here to Amherst today. Thank you for your support of this project and all of the effort that Amherst has put in to making the Boulevard Mall and the projects on the west side of the town of Amherst align to what I think your vision for solving housing crisis throughout New York State really are. There are a lot of people that I could thank and have been helpful in this process. Senator Ryan and Assembly Member McMahon and County Executive Poloncarz have all probably heard too many iterations of the mall and too many iterations of this story for them to count. But it's an important project, and as we've grown our understanding of what needs to happen in Amherst, they've all been wonderfully supportive, and I thank you all. Empire State Development Commissioner Hope Knight has been a true mentor to me on this. Since we first met, I've been asking her for guidance regularly, and she's been kind enough to offer that throughout the process. Her and her team have been exceptional. DMV Commissioner Schroeder has been a person I've known in government for a long time, so thank you for everything you've done for me throughout this process. And our partners in government, our town board, this isn't a single vision. This is the community's vision. The town boards had to put in a lot of effort to make sure that our intent is fulfilling a vision that really came from the community. And first and foremost, all the public meetings and all the sessions we've held publicly, thank you for your attendance and diligence and continuing to work on this very important set of projects. We have wonderful partners, and we have wonderful development partners and wonderful business partners. And when you're talking about places that are special, and you think about people like Benderson and Jamal, you think about developers who have had major impact, not only in Amherst, but in all of our Western New York community. We look forward to working with them as we move forward on this. The project itself is off-site infrastructure. As the governor said, it doesn't always get the most attention or the glamour of seeing a new building go up or ribbon cutting on a new facility. But when you're talking about infrastructure like this, it's really the infrastructure that's held back many projects in the town of Amherst for years. It goes back decades. It precedes me. We've had this challenge, and we've had to figure out a way to meet the challenge. It's been something that we've worked on over the past 6 years intently, since I first sat down with our engineering staff, and people like Jeff Burrows told me, hey, you may want to pay attention to your sewer capacity on the west side of town. Nothing a new supervisor likes hearing better than that when they're taking on a mall that's fallen into receivership. Nonetheless, this project is special because it's going to turn blight into a neighborhood, and it's going to turn economic stagnation in a property into a place where both social interaction and economic activity flourish. Governor Hochul, her support has built put in place the building blocks of a bigger infrastructure package the town is going to be working towards. We know that we have on-site and off-site needs for the Boulevard Mall. We've been diligently addressing sewer capacity and water issues on the west side of the town of Amherst for some time. with good engineers like CRA, who have done a great job for us as consultants. And now we're paving the way for the future of the town. When we talk about projects like the Boulevard Mall, when we talk about projects like Central Park, these projects are meant to be transformational. They're not for our generation, they're for our children and our children's children. We know that if we stand still as a community, then we simply won't grow, and we'll actually start to die and fade. Instead, in the town of Amherst, we've decided that we're going to continue to move forward. We're going to move forward and we're going to set a path, a tone, and a tenor that other communities can emulate. And I look forward to working with all of you, Governor, and all of your staff as we move forward on this very, very catalytic project. So thank you again. I'd like to welcome up here now a partner to the town, a wonderful partner of mine in all of this, and somebody who's been dealing with this with me from the start, AJ Baines from the Chamber of Commerce. AJ.
Well, thank you, Supervisor. I appreciate your partnership, your friendship over the last 5 to 6 years on this project and in our respective roles. We've been friends for about 10 years now, but I know when you took office, I had just come into this role as the head of the Amherst Chamber, and one of the first things I wanted to do was let's open up businesses, let's get to it, and you said we got to find some sewer money. So I have no idea what that was about, but I learned quite a bit from you over the last couple of years, and it was very much appreciated, your mentorship in this and how important infrastructure was. Governor, just an unbelievable announcement today. $31 million is just absolutely incredible. Let's give the governor a round of applause. Your administration has been laser focused on ensuring that there are shovel-ready sites, not just here in Western New York, but throughout all of New York State, and it's just an incredible feat. So thank you so much for that support. Commissioner Knight, it's incredible how you crisscross this state. I think everybody, when they think Empire State Development, commissioner from downstate New York, your travel logs show you are up in Western New York quite a bit, and we really appreciate that. So thank you so much for being here. Our state legislators, led by Sean Ryan, Senator Sean Ryan and Assemblywoman Karen McMahon, thank you so much for your work in state government and county executive. I echo too, congratulations on a 4th term for you, and you've been a tremendous partner for the Amherst Chamber of Commerce, so thank you so much. Supervisor, after 5 years of us working on this project, it's just been absolutely incredible to think that today we are talking about $31 million for sewer infrastructure upgrades that will allow the Boulevard Mall project to come to fruition to the hopes that and heights that we think that it should be. And with tremendous partners like Benderson Development, Douglas Development as well, we're going to get there. And I've been asked over the last couple of days, is $31 million spent by the state of New York, is this appropriate use of taxpayer dollars? And the answer simply is yes. Without this infrastructure upgrade, shovel-ready sites will not be here to allow us to achieve the vision that we want to achieve for true economic development in Western New York. Think about the fact that 1,500 residential units could be placed on this site. What kind of economic activity that is going to spur? The construction jobs, the people living there, the stores that will open, the restaurants that will be frequented, the help for our universities. It is just going to be an incredible feat. Today definitely jumpstarts the $31 million. So Governor, thank you so much. Supervisor, thank you for your vision, and thank you everyone for having us here today.
Please remain seated for the official photo presentation. Thank you. This concludes our program. Thank you all for coming.